Starting at 6:35.
I can do that. As it's my first time with all of you in person, I'm sorry for missing the special meeting. If there are any mispronunciations, please let me know. I will do better. Chair Waldman, Chair Morris, Vice Chair Couture, Commissioner Ye, absent, Commissioner Wang,
here,
present virtually, Commissioner Moore, Commissioner Corrigan, Commissioner Janjigan, Commissioner Tasic, and Commissioner Valadez. We do have a quorum. I'm going to put it, if it can go on the screen, it will go on the screen. I'm going to do the best I can right now. Give me just 1 second. I'm almost there.
Pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America, to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible.
You mind pausing for 7 seconds while I grab a microphone? Cindy says she can't hear the speakers. Okay.
And then even after. Yeah. I don't know if I'm right.
It's better for the recording if people don't mind using it.
Ready? Okay. Ready? It's public art. Okay. Sitting here to tell you guys. Careful community mural event that we're going to be having. 11 people. We will have a food truck and a DJ, photographers, and Karen will pre-design the mural, and we're mostly reaching out to high school students, young people. There'll be a small fee for people to pay. You might just cover the cost of the paint. And I think you know, you guys yourself. Adults as well. We just want to let you know. Mm. Yeah, because the trends, yeah, the August 15th is I mean, it's the biggest moon. So we celebrate family reunion and and together we celebrate moon. So we have, and we also bring out lanterns during the night. So that's why we have crafts like lantern making and we have long fan painting because stands for full moon in China. So yeah. Other Asian country also some festival such as
I mean, I'm happy to try that. Then just turn this way.
this time. Yeah.
Correct.
Can I ask if the Lord, people want more information?
Another one.
Similar as before. But I also help those who are
I don't think so. I just said ask to unmute. So you can try clicking unmute on the TV. Okay. I would try that. Okay. No.
It's our program. We've discussed that. So with that partnership, it's a city sponsored program.
So the city sponsors it.
Yeah. It's just like if we ran
or water.
No, it's awesome.
Oh, I can't vote.
No. Okay, sorry.
Use for your example. Well, we can commission a special one, but
Yeah.
yeah. Like that. Maybe a map of different, parks highlighted with the art.
Just make sure I put that.
So
So I guess the question is, do you think this is a good idea? If you give Annie. Okay.
What's that?
I know. Public arts.
For sure, yeah.
For the commission?
Yeah. Yeah, the job and board.
Do we need to, do you have a picture for anything like that? Do we need to create any something, or do we just keep it for the group?
I think, we do need a subcommittee, but we are missing a bunch of people, so maybe.
Yeah, we may wait till next
We'll
month.
wait until next month.
Okay. So that's gonna go on next month's agenda.
Yeah.
Okay. All right.
But can I ask, I mean, this is a procedural question. Three of us our commissions are expiring in September. So are we coming to the next meeting? I mean, I don't think we should be setting up for, I don't know, subcommittees. I mean, I'm not quite sure what our role is this. So do we have any clarity?
Well,
on that?
I know the deadline for the people applying is September 1, but I
People
don't,
are applying?
supposedly there've been,
I
On
thought
the
there were no
emails.
thought.
well, because there are people that are termed out, and then there's people that their term is expiring.
Yeah, but I
So-
thought the total committee member was supposed to be 7 and now it's 10. Okay, I'm confused because that's what I was told.
Manny,
Maybe we could figure
could
out.
you clarify this? Because I was wondering about it too. So we have people that are supposed to term out in September, but our new way of doing this is November. So are we rolling people through to November? Am I wrong on this? Could you clarify how we're doing this now?
Okay, so my understanding of the process now is we will have the election
Hello?
or appointment, we'll have the appointment of the
New commissioners,
new commissioners in October. Their first meeting would be November. Okay,
Okay,
so with that, actually, I'm sorry, the first would be September, October. Appointment of the new commissioners in September, their first meeting will be in October. Anyone who's turned out their last meeting will be next month. And I believe there's only one person that is turned out. Now, when a term is up, a term expiration is different. So if there's anybody, and I don't have my computer in front of me, but the term expiration, they can re-up. So you could still reapply either partial, I saw partial terms, everybody else was either partial term or end of first term.
But it could also be argued because this is a new commission.
That's been clarified already, it is not. It is
Okay.
not. So your term is not.
Okay.
she's out
Yes.
totally. Okay.
So how do we know, how do we know
Okay,
if
so we
we're out?
need to explain maybe.
so
other
you're
two levels.
you are
When
partial and you're
someone
up in
comes
September.
and
I can
somebody
actually
else
pull up the
is-
website and find out.
So then if
exactly.
your term is up at the end of
You just have to
September,
apply.
you can reapply and then you. get a
September's your
full-
deadline.
I'm trying to
September first.
explain
Oh,
to
'cause-
her about how this works, that she was filling somebody else's seat.
It's partial.
So when it's a partial, at the end of that partial term, you may apply and then you would get a full term. And then that full term, at the end of that full term, you can then apply again for another full term. You can serve 2 full terms on a commission.
Oh, okay, I was just under the impression that the number of seats is 7.
Yes,
not-
that's separate.
Okay, so that.
now
let me
that's a
see how
different
we do
thing.
that,
Let's
because
go
there's
there.
no
Okay.
clarification on that yet. They're looking into that because there are some terms that are out, and I think there's one unexpired. So Monica's second term is up in September. So the only other one that's up, the only other ones that are up in September are Lucy with an unexpired. So that means she can go for her first term, and Dana with an unexpired. Okay.
Right.
So
What
that's-
are we
that's it.
supposed to do then?
So please, if you're interested in being on this commission again, go ahead and reapply. So I think they haven't I asked them just today about this. I'm like, well, what's the clarification? Why is there one position open? And it's because of your position that's leaving. Okay, so they're supposedly have to accept those right now because she's vacating that position. But I need to get further clarification on that. That's my understanding why there's one open position. You'll see it advertised.
That's what it was
Everybody
advertised.
else, yeah, everybody else, or the other two could reapply now.
And I went to Parker's in March.
Okay, oh, well, it's all going through, but I think, March 25. I think he's 23, so he will
So
probably.
we started at the same time.
Yeah, yeah.
We must have.
So he's only done.
I
his
was
first
going,
month.
right,
So,
When is your fill
so,
ending?
well, he should have done it.
September.
Okay, so then reapply.
If you don't reapply, so I don't know, so right now there's only one spot
There's enough.
telling me,
Reapply.
but it depends on who reapplies. So those who I just said have expiring
If you wanna
partial
reapply.
terms or otherwise,
okay.
they need to reapply if you want to come back to this commission.
And how do you reapply?
Reach out to the city clerk. I think there's, you ever received a letter?
We will receive a letter?
You should have, yeah.
Oh, we should have. I'm not aware.
Okay,
Never sent a letter.
We haven't gotten anything.
okay, we'll reach out. The city clerk is by herself right now. She has no help. Everybody's,
Okay,
so she's kind of wonderful.
she's new and doesn't have. any-
She-
Yep, okay,
Okay.
okay, so is that clear as mud?
So far,
It's not clear because.
we have to wait.
Yeah.
No, if
Just
you want to reapply, reapply. Don't
That's it.
wait, just
We
reapply,
will send you the information, as much information as we can, so you can reapply.
just reapply.
Because
Okay,
you're not
Even-
turned out. There's
It's
only-
on the website.
Just go on the website, reapply.
but
Don't wait
we'll
for
send it out.
anything.
send it out.
We'll send it out.
Okay,
So back to the agenda item. We're gonna just put this on the next agenda.
pardon?
We'll put this on the next agenda for the art.
Yes, yes, I wrote it down.
Okay.
Okay, so two for, yeah.
All right.
Community center call for art.
Community center call for art. Our community center art, which is up on the wall, is probably terming out in October-ish. So it's probably time for a subcommittee to get together to decide what the next
Okay.
subject should be for the art and create information as far as the website and handouts.
Would you tell us who's on your subcommittee for that and then also sort of a process? Would that be okay?
Yeah, so.
Or do you wanna
I know
wait
I've been
and
the
find
one
out?
who's
Well-
always been stuck on it.
Well, what we do, have been doing is we've been having new people. So everybody gets a chance at it.
Okay,
I think that's only fair. And so what we do is we have a subcommittee that we decide what the theme is gonna be, and then we bring it to the full committee and we agree to it, and then the subcommittee hangs it with the help of the staff.
okay.
The staff make the labels, and it's not that hard. I mean, me and Monica do it in like, what, 2 hours?
And who's your subcommittee?
Well, it was me and Monica last time,
Okay,
but it has to be people that are willing to climb up a ladder, so FYI.
okay,
I don't like going up ladders.
She doesn't climb the ladder, but she helps me. I climb the ladder. It's cool. No
Okay.
big deal.
okay.
And it's actually fun when we get the, when we get the entries, we pick a day in one of our meetings where we look at the art that's come in, and most of the time we take everything, but occasionally if
Yeah.
it's something that's political,
Not hung right.
religious, or just of questionable content, then
Yeah.
then we'll see it.
Yeah, we don't take anything that's questionable.
So you'll bring it to one of our meetings?
No, no, no,
No.
no.
So they send in.
They send it in, it goes to the staff, and then the subcommittee comes in, we pick them all out and we put them up, not on the wall, but we just kind of look at them all and try to artistically figure out where they're gonna go,
Curate,
and
curate.
then we curate it, whatever.
Okay. So you choose them on the spot? How do you
No,
let
no, no,
people
so
know
what
that they're
happens
not
is-
chosen?
People send in, we have an entry form, they fill it in.
With the rules.
With the rules, and we ask, if you're entering team, have your parent signature, here's the subject or the topic that we want you to create art from. And then at a meeting, we'll look at them all, the digital pictures.
Right.
Again,
that's what it's-
reviewing,
Okay.
if the material is questionable, then we'll say no.
Okay, so it's done at a public
It's
meeting,
done
you
at-
decide
yes.
what's
It
done,
is
and then you
public,
let
yes.
people know, okay, perfect, that's
Yeah.
what we need to know.
And one of my things that drives me a little crazy is we always say it has to be ready to be hung, and we get entries that are not ready to hang. And sometimes I'll just say, it needs to go back to, the parent.
We're
or the
sorry.
artist. Yeah.
Okay.
We can't hang it because it's not in a frame or it's,
I don't want to bang anything into someone else's art.
yeah.
Okay, okay,
But usually most, I think we only had 2 that weren't done properly last time, right?
Yeah, and I think the first call for art we had, which might have been.
More
before
than-
you- Yeah.
Yeah,
a
but we
couple
had
that
more,
were-
yeah.
That were not ready to be, so.
So then staff calls the people who didn't do it right and they have to come pick up their stuff.
Yeah, because we are not privy to people's phone numbers, and it's for staff to communicate with the public.
Okay,
And isn't there sometimes a theme?
Yes.
Oh, always a theme,
There's always
and
a
we
theme.
pick that,
Yeah,
the whole
okay.
group.
So if it's time to take art down in October, does that mean that we need this on the September agenda?
Or we need to get a subcommittee set up now to, and what we've done in the past is sometimes we give the subcommittee the leeway to go ahead and pick the topic and to get the information out to city staff so they can go ahead and create a website and a section on the website so that they can communicate with the public.
And because you two are the subcommittee, well, you're with us till September. I don't know, do you wanna, I guess we have to get a new subcommittee. Okay,
It's whatever you want to do.
what we wanna do.
Do you,
All of
want
us
to be on the
together.
subcommittee as somebody who is from Park and Rec, just to get some understanding of the process itself?
Yes, okay.
Me too.
Okay,
Yeah, sure, that,
Okay,
do you
we can
want
work
to vote
together.
on that then, or
Do we need to?
do we need to? We don't need to. Yeah,
We don't
okay,
have
so
to vote.
Teresa and Terry will be on the
Okay,
subcommittee.
you just decide. Yeah.
Oh, okay.
It's spoken.
Okay.
TNT.
The three of you.
Dynamite, sorry, couldn't.
So I guess what we-
Oh, okay.
what we need to do is probably make a motion that to give the subcommittee, that we're forming the subcommittee and that the subcommittee has the ability.
Didn't Casey just say we don't need
Do
to?
you have a subcommittee though?
Yeah, we just did.
Yeah.
You're just switching.
You're just adding a member to this fine.
Okay.
Switching a member.
Yeah.
Okay.
None of that needs a motion.
Well, does it need a motion that the subcommittee has the authority to choose the
theme.
topic? The theme for the
Has
next.
that been something that?
We've always done it
Subcommittee
before.
will do?
Yeah.
Then you don't need.
Okay.
Okay,
I thought that. there was
Sometimes
discussion
we
about
would
the theme,
discuss and sometimes.
I think you're right, Janet.
But but
Not always.
If you want to do it that way, it's fine. I'm just.
We could
It
talk
probably
about
is
it
better you
now.
guys just come up with. the theme.
Can we talk about it now?
Well, it's
I
on the
think you can.
agenda. Yeah, we can talk about it
So
now.
if it's gonna
Does
be,
anybody have a theme? Cause I don't know what your past themes are, you know.
Terry knows. it.
was a moment in time. You can see.
yeah,
the,
a moment in time was the last one. Off the top of my head, what winter means to me?
What?
What winter means to me?
That's nice. I like
That
that.
sounds like it.
Not
Some
gorgeous
people are gonna put
winter.
rain, some people, no, I like the what it means to me, because then they can. Like, some people are gonna think leaves falling, some people are gonna think skiing, some people are gonna think snowboarding, some people are gonna think, I mean, I don't know what they're gonna
Baking.
think. Yeah, yeah, cookies,
I
Some of
like
us
that.
are
I like
Yeah.
that. That's a good one.
what winter means to me,
Yeah, I like that.
me too, I like.
But the only thing is that this is gonna be up from October through probably March or April. which
Okay,
gets
well,
into spring.
did you see what happened last year? It was
It was
winter until
winter,
April.
it's supposed to be that way, but I'm just saying that it's also,
Yeah.
that it is gonna go into the spring.
That's okay.
The other option we could do is we could take the current show down, just in time for the Moon Festival, and allow them to hang some artwork for that particular show, event. I know that in the past, I was told like not to leave that hallway empty for extended periods of time, so.
I think since we're in transition, I think that's adding too much to everyone's
Okay.
plate.
Okay. Do we need to take a vote
On
on
the
the theme?
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes, okay. I have a motion from Terry. Second. Okay.
Cool.
Ayes.
Ayes.
Any opposed? That's unanimous.
I do.
No, I said I.
Oh, you said I,
Yeah.
okay. Are we good? Did Lucy do it? Okay.
Hi,
Okay, Cindy too.
Here now, too.
Yay, Cindy.
I can hear you. I can't see anyone, but I can hear you, which is better than not being able to hear you and see you move and having great conversation in the room.
So I'll reach out to the two of you.
Yeah.
And Teresa, I'll send you
Okay,
copies of at least the last one or two sets of calls for art, just so
Okay.
you can see what they look.
Sounds good. Okay.
All right,
Just before we move, Cindy, did you want to be on the subcommittee? Or- Okay,
No, I'm okay.
okay, all right, just making sure. Okay.
I'm taking a note.
Sometimes I want to volunteer everybody who's missed.
Okay. It looks like we do have the public here, again. The next topic is a potential park or Green Oaks Lane and Bendigo Drive. So before we even talk about it, I'm gonna look to the public and ask if you have any comments on.
I would suggest to the chair that we kind of.
You do your
outline what we're
presentation
talking about,
first.
And then they can.
Okay, you have a little more familiarity with what you and I do on this one.
I was almost going
Manny
to
gonna do
say
it?
Manny, exactly. Manny, do you want to, or should I say why it's on the agenda?
Well, let me just explain what it is
Please do.
first, and then
Okay.
I think you could talk about why.
Okay.
Okay, so this report and this item, staff is recommending the commission discuss the potential of city-owned, the potential of city-owned property at Green Oaks Lane and Bendigo Drive. Property as a recommended location for any future park development. So there's an undeveloped piece of property that the city owns located at Green Oaks Lane and Bendigo Drive. It's currently owned by the city. Past commissions have shown interest in discussing making improvements and any recommendations to city council. Once again, this body is just an advisory to city council, but none has been made. But I think it focused mostly around a passive neighborhood park. So, Chair,
And that's it. We're bringing it
Or-
back up from
What does
where,
passive park mean to me? I have
passive
no
park
idea.
means that there's no programmed activities in there. It's more of just a park, almost an open space, but in a smaller area. Yeah, there's no soccer games, no.
What is it used for now? Are there pictures of what it looked?
It's a vacant lot that looks like it's been plowed recently, like maybe
Did I
a month ago.
include Okay, good.
Yeah,
It's like-
and there's-
it's like, I know I downloaded it.
And there's 3 gorgeous oak trees that do not look like they are in any sort of distress whatsoever.
They're pretty sure.
Okay, but is the idea to cut them down or?
No.
they just stay?
Don't look at me, I wouldn't
Okay.
cut them down.
we are literally bringing this forward so that the commissioners, the new commissioners know that we have this little piece of property and that we have talked about it periodically, but we are bringing it forward for people to understand that it's there. And do we want to do something with it? With the understanding that if we discuss this and were to think about doing anything to it, that we would talk to the neighbors.
Once again, it's not, we're gonna do anything. It's
Right.
just what you want to recommend to council.
Right, that
That-
anything's happened to it.
That's all.
I have a question.
Sure.
Is it on the housing element list? It's an 11,000 square foot lot.
Is it 11,000?
Yes,
What is on the housing element list mean?
first for the city to add it to their house. I don't know if it's on the list or not. You could probably
The
put
residential.
That's something else
townhouses there.
if there is any interest in moving forward with this item, I think that's
figure it out.
definitely something we'll have to
Yeah.
figure out.
And are there any other pieces of property that the city owns like this? Or is the only one?
Much, I think at this point.
And how did the
There's
city end up,
pointing areas to parks such as Heritage Oaks.
and how did the city end up owning? these?
That, we looked into the history and we really can't find how it came about. I think we'll have to look a little deeper.
So the city probably never paid for it, or was maybe left over.
No, I'll bet you what happened is, this is my guess, I don't know. But when that subdivision went in, they probably had to dedicate that to the city as a park, just like the other big subdivisions have had to do,
For the park.
but I don't know.
We don't know. I can find out more. So without.
Yeah.
Saying anything in public that we don't know. We'll
But the neighbors want it to be a park?
Mm,
I don't know.
No, I mean,
No,
no,
I talked to a neighbor.
I don't, because we have people from the public here who look like they're interested in this topic, so.
Let's hear from them.
I'd love to hear what neighbors want in their own neighborhood. I
And
mean,
that's why the
Yeah,
discussion starts.
yeah.
But there's no, actually, let me just finish. Any questions amongst ourselves.
I do have a question. So building on, I can't remember who asked this now, if there's more spaces like this, I was looking through, I was trying to find a zoning map that showed the different pieces of property that the city owns to see if there were other areas like this. And I did find and recalled in 2019, we talked about some parks that had like residential sections from like Grant Park, Redwood Grove. There were a few, and that was amended so that the zoning was changed, I want to say to PCF. Public. PCF, they were changed to PCF, and I can't remember what that stands for, but so the idea would be, do we have other pieces of land like this? Can we identify them? And I would add that to me, that little piece of land really would be passive if we did anything to it, like a little walkway, or there might be one or two pieces of adult exercise equipment so that as people are doing their daily workout, walk or something like that, they may be able to.
I
stop
think
and do a
we're
little-
getting into a discussion now, so
Yeah,
please, if
okay,
there's no other questions.
okay.
One thing I will mention is it landed up on the parks plan. So much to what Commissioner Cortez was saying is it probably had some kind of parks designation. Otherwise it wouldn't have landed up in the parks
Yeah.
plan. So
Okay,
so we can find out.
okay, great, sounds good. So do you want to call for public
Yeah,
comment?
let's,
Okay,
Chairs. Typically, public comment is 3 minutes, depending on the number of public speakers. I have,
okay,
I don't have any on, I will check again, I did not have any online. But if you would like to adjust or amend that time, or if you'd like to allow 3 minutes.
Three, fine.
that's great. Yeah,
Do you have any public speakers?
okay, great.
And you can speak, just
Welcome.
if you can, please fill out a card at some point before you.
Yeah, I put my name on it.
Oh, you did? Oh, she sent it.
Yeah.
I have.
We
So
got
my name's Susan Cummings. I live at 1262 Nightingale Court, which is the development of 32 houses. We've lived there. We're house number 2 of the 32 houses. We've lived there the entire time since 1989. Rogers and Brooks was the developer. He owned the entire piece of land. We met him when we bought the house. And they were required to, in exchange for certain other things that I don't really remember. It might have been narrower streets actually, but there was a distinct reason why they were not allowed to build on that lot. In exchange, they gave it to the city. And my husband says we have a tax that we pay to upkeep it. And so every 6 months or so, they take the weeds out and they make it look beautiful.
they are, is it
The
the
city.
city? Okay.
There are 3 beautiful oak trees, as you've mentioned, on the property, and they're all in excellent shape from the little I understand, and there's 1 palm tree. And of course, naturally, we live there in the 32 houses, and we'd like to see the habitat preserved. And maybe if people don't want to leave it as it is, it's working pretty well as it is. But a pocket park designed around the trees that are already there, with future plantings of trees and drought tolerant plants to maximize the urban green space. We all know there's a climate crisis and we need to preserve and expand our shady canopy while decreasing the greenhouse gases and optimizing our cooling. So we agree that it's a very walkable area because of there are a lot of people taking walks besides the people within the development because it's very quiet. And I think that if they needed, if you wanted to put some park benches or things that we didn't really know what your plan was, but to us, there's not really a problem. This would enhance the walkable features in our area while everyone can still be enjoying the outdoor space, which I think we're so lucky. And in addition, as far as building a real park, it's a park with structures and that we already have. It's a pretty small space and we already have near me which is my children grew up going to, which is like a block away. And then Heritage Oaks Park, which is like 4 blocks away, which both of my children that are grown up enjoyed both of those parks very much. So I think there are a few other neighbors that I've spoken to that have similar opinions.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Could we ask questions now?
You can
Yeah,
ask
you got
the-
this.
Did you want to speak? as
Well, we need to ask the city
No,
your question
after the speaker
first.
question,
Yep,
and
yep.
please, the speaker.
Okay.
Speaker?
So there's a
I have a
question.
quick question for you. In your ideal world, what would you like to see? Would just preserve the status quo?
I think preserve the status quo.
Okay.
Or do or
Add green.
plant more greenery
Okay.
to absorb the.
Okay,
Can I
I
see
mean,
the
more green
pictures?
space.
Is that
okay,
the
great,
picture?
thank you.
And did you know it's a cul-de-sac, so there's only one ingress and egress for the whole 32 houses.
Thank you.
But there is a pathway there that could go to the next neighborhood, so if
Yeah,
the
it
other
does.
neighborhood wanted to come in and enjoy that park, there's plenty of.
Right, and that's what they.
I'm trying to remember the name of those streets, McGuell and a couple others, yeah.
They,
Richardson,
I know I'm not allowed to speak, but they do enjoy. There's plenty of walking area because there aren't as many cars, because it's a cul-de-sac.
Yeah.
There are a lot of, it's a very walkable area, and there are a lot of people from outside
Thank you very much.
walking.
That's really helpful.
Okay, I'm sorry, would you like to speak?
Just for a minute.
Please, yeah, but yeah, we'll give you a full 3 minutes.
and keep it down.
Just a lot of party for you.
Yeah.
Absolutely. I'm Nicola, one of Susan's neighbors, also on the same cul-de-sac. I only wanted to indicate my support. I think Susan's comments captured everything very comprehensively. It reflects many of the conversations we've had with other neighbors on Nightingale, Bendigo, and Reno. So those are the 3 streets within the cul-de-sac. So I think Susan's comments were very comprehensive, and it's a very, very consistent with what I've heard from multiple neighbors. So I'd just like the record to show that, and I'd be happy to fill out the card. Thank you.
I have a question, and I guess you can answer it hopefully. So is there opposition to if there were a couple benches in the area? And if the trees remain and there were a couple benches for people, would there be any issue with that, do you think? Or a bench? I can ask her because she just spoke.
I don't know. I think
Okay.
it'd be great to consult with people on the specificity of that.
Okay,
There are people closer to that plot of land than I am. I'm like 3-4 houses away. There are
Okay.
people like right adjacent to it.
okay,
So I think it would be great to get their input, given that it's a very specific question.
okay,
So, yeah.
Okay,
we would
thank you.
always contact all the neighbors.
yes.
That would be
But
great.
would you have to pay, sorry, I'm not allowed to talk, right? Do you have to pay? So we already pay something and
No, you
there's.
wouldn't have to pay
Wait,
additional. You wouldn't have to pay additional, whether you'd have to
We can
pay.
discuss this all.
Yes,
We can talk.
okay. Okay,
So what, sorry, I don't know, I'm just for having backstory, I think I wasn't here at the last meeting.
so
Why
that's
is
it through public speaking, no other public speaking.
Let's check real quick.
There
Okay.
are none, there are no entrance on.
Okay, all right, so we're gonna close the public speaking portion of this item. And now we'll come back to the commissioners. Okay,
So why is this item on the agenda? Who brought it to the commission and for what purpose?
I brought it back up again. Because we've had discussions. Manny and I had talked about it, so we brought it back up again to have a conversation about it, bring it forward and see if we wanted to do anything. With this little pocket park area. One of the goals for our old park commission is to find parkland. And create parks in the city.
Oh, I see.
So our goal
So
is
the
to,
commission brought this to the board and the neighbors are saying they just want it to be left as is.
I didn't
I mean,
hear
for the people.
specifically that they said they want
they said
only
status
status quo. We also heard that they'd like some more trees, if anything was down, some drought tolerant
greenery.
planting. And we would assume, being so close to homes, that there wouldn't be any. It's a very small space. So.
Okay, thank you.
So it's really about discussion. The trick is that you have 2 park commissioners here. One online and myself, so we're missing a couple people.
But aren't we just one big commission now?
Yeah,
So
but the
we have a-
history of it.
Oh, I did for the history, okay.
Yeah.
But for voting.
Yeah, if you're voting, we're all here.
I think it would be helpful for the entire commission to know the dimensions of that lot.
Sure.
It's not small.
More information. So,
Yeah, I was a little disappointed when I looked at the packet and there was maps and the dimensions.
And I would recommend you look at it. so
I
that you-
walked it.
So go look at it, visit it, look at where the houses are, understand that property a little bit so that we can have an informed discussion about it, because it is a unique little spot. It is right next to houses. So. that
And
would
is
be-
the objective to discuss kind of the next step, which would be to make a recommendation to city council about what to do with that land?
The next step would be we would talk to the neighbors to see what the neighbors want. We can't recommend anything without checking with the public.
But that's ultimately where we get to, right? Like a recommendation to city council?
If the,
Is that the action that's happening right now?
that would,
Yeah,
yeah, go
Yeah.
ahead.
so with that, this commission can decide, I think, more information brought to the table. This item was put on like a few days ago, and it was just so we can become more familiar with the site
Right.
and what the discussion started, because we've gone through this about 2 other times at least. And then the commissioners changed, and then the interest is lost in doing anything because other priorities come up. So we wanted to, in speaking with the chairs last week, wanted to bring this just to give as much information as we've gotten to before now. If this commission is interested, which I've been directed that they are, that we can actually get more information. We can talk about what we're able to do with it. I don't know about the housing and element and everything, but I have some ideas based on it being in the parks plan. And then we can bring up the square footage and what possibilities, and it'll just be a general discussion going forward. This is several meetings from doing anything. And so it'll be discussed, and that, from those discussions, this commission may decide it's fine the way it is and never take it, or they may decide, hey, we've got some ideas for it, but let's see if council wants us to explore that, because we don't want to get the neighbors up, we don't want to do any surveys unless council has an interest in doing something with that. So I think the next step, the next action, let me put that one, the next action would be if this commission wants to go to council to ask, hey, council, are you interested in doing, or in us looking into something for this site? Doesn't mean anybody's gonna develop, doesn't mean anything's gonna happen, but if they are, then you can go to the public.
I have another question. I don't know where everybody lives, but is there anybody on this commission that is within the 1,000 feet? I don't have
We
any,
can-
I'm not near it, but I don't know.
We can check that, but once again, I think it's just discussion right now. But once we start making monetary decisions, then yeah, it's gonna, if the
Okay.
recommendation goes forward, nobody's making a recommendation here, nobody's
Yeah.
happening. So I think we're fine right
Thinking of all the rules we
Mhm.
have.
now. We'll get it done.
Is it still 1,000 feet?
What's that
Is it
for?
still for the distance from the
I thought it was 500.
500?
Yeah, it's 500.
Yeah,
Okay.
The only change
Okay.
of council as far as information on a
Right.
development is 1,000 feet.
okay, so it's 500.
500.
Okay.
So,
So,
put it on the agenda for the next meeting, or?
September.
yes, but hopefully people will get there and look at it and visit. the
We all have
site.
the action item to go visit.
Yes, please, that would be great, if you
Okay.
could see what it looks like. Okay, yeah.
Gold
And
star.
yeah, and I probably need to revisit it, but yeah, that would be good. And understand that's one of our goals is to have more park space kind of thing, so we want to
But
acquire
kind of
more, we
already
also
is
want.
park space,
It is,
so,
Yeah, it is. It's a tree space.
yeah, maybe we can.
Mhm.
Sorry?
It's
Yeah,
a
mini
it's a
open
mini
space. Yeah, that's what it is right now.
Yeah.
Yeah.
We pull weeds twice a year.
If I may ask, how much is it taxed per parcel, or what?
Once again, there's more information I'll get. I don't know any of that.
I couldn't get that on the county. I could not get it because I didn't have a parcel number, so,
Okay.
and I don't have an actual address. And I looked at the maps and I click on the map and it doesn't give me anything, so I had
So
to
that,
walk the lot. to see how
that
big it
lot
was.
doesn't exist in the person, essentially.
Well, there's a map there, but when I click on it, it doesn't give me title information.
All right. Get ready to go home, informational items, closing up. I'm gonna look for Manny.
All right, first informational item is the art installations of plaques. So I guess in speaking with the chairs last week, that there are still some art items that do not have plaques. So I have to apologize, but I was not able to talk to Ron in a few days. He was out at the end of last week, and then today I did not get a chance to talk to him about that. But I will have more information on when that's scheduled for. He did tell me that that was going to be scheduled when we handed in the plaques. So I'll check what that's scheduled for, and I'll bring you more precise information. The recreation program, so just a few things for this.
Sorry, Minnie, could we just take a minute? The speaker cards are there, if you wouldn't mind filling those out.
They've got them all.
Okay, that's great, thank you. Okay, perfect. Okay, go ahead. I'll give it to you. Thank you for being here. Thank you very much.
Agendas are so published too, and coming forward.
Yes, appreciate that.
Thank you for reading the agendas for the commission meetings and coming forward.
Yes, thank you.
Oh, no problem. Thank you for doing all the hard work.
Bye now. Thank you.
Okay, so just some updates on recreation programming. First is I want to talk about the summer concerts. So looking back, this was our first series that we've done since before COVID. We tried one concert last year, pretty successful. I think we had about 700 people last year. This year we had about 600, averaging about 550 to 600 people per concert for our 6 concerts. So very successful. Over 3,500 people showed up to our 6 concerts. So looking to do that again next year. We've already got kind of carved out 6 concerts. And we've actually added, we're going to be adding officially, but I've already spoken to the Peninsula Symphony, and they'll be doing a Saturday concert.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, so we'll give them space and get them out there, and they can,
Sure.
they'll be helping us out by doing that for themselves.
Yeah.
So yeah, adding another concert to the public. Next, we've already talked about the Moon Festival coming up in October, so as far as programs coming up. And then the movie. So we have we used to call it the Halloween movie, so we call it the fall movie, so not the Halloween movie. But we usually have that at Grant Park. We've already reserved it, and I think, did Bridget say that it was the 21st? Yeah, obviously, we had a meeting today, she told us, but we're just excited about it. So what that is we have a 16-foot screen that we put out in the park, for those of you who aren't familiar with this program. And on a Saturday in October, it's usually the second to the final Saturday. It's not the Saturdays before Halloween. We'll put this out at the park, plug in the projector, and project at least one full-length movie, because we got to get the licensing for it and everything, on the screen. And it's free to the public. In the past, and I can tell you, because I was there when we started this program, the commission at that time, they brought up the idea. I supported them with what was needed to be put together to make this production happen. But the commission, they were very involved in that. They dressed up in costumes. They came out and did raffles and talked to the kids and stuff like that that were at the movies. So anything from just volunteering, helping set up the screen, to being involved and dressing up in a costume like that, I invite the commission to be a part of that as
Do
well.
you guys have a popcorn maker?
Yes, oh gosh, it's down in the other. But we did, we actually had that before.
Let's get it.
Yeah, let me see what I can do. We probably were. True. It's been down there since before
I'll do the
COVID,
popcorn.
now that I think about it. Let me look at that. That's a good idea.
It's not on the special event
Hey,
list yet, so.
Terry volunteered for popcorn making. Yeah, you've got your volunteer.
So there's one. So with that, I just want to tell this commission that I could actually make this an agenda item in September. It'd be great, where we can actually discuss the involvement. So if you
Okay.
want to start thinking about
Sounds great.
ideas, September, that'll give you a little over about a month to put those together with any kind of subcommittees, or just we can do it there in September.
Okay, so do we establish that it's October 21st so we can get it on?
We can find it. I'm sorry. It's still, I tell you what, we'll email that out.
Email it. Okay, you're gonna email other things. Okay, perfect. Thank you. Perfect.
What's the process to select a movie?
Okay, so for a good, actually, that's a good question. I almost missed it. I almost forgot to mention that part. So what staff will do is first, they're gonna have some ideas, and I think they've thrown as many as 15 or 20 movie ideas on a list. Okay, this is how we've done in the past. Then what they do is they say, okay, these are appropriate, these are good. let's do-
PG.
Yeah, and PG or lower, it's PG or G. And what we've done in the past is we'll show one movie that appeals to everyone, or we'll show two shorter movies, an hour and a half, or maybe 45 minutes. One for the really young kids, Curious George.
First.
First.
Yeah, first, we'll show that first, Curious George, Peanuts, whatever. And then we'll go to a full-length movie of about an hour and a half. So with that, we can do that, but that process of throwing movies that are good ideas to show to the public, then they actually have to go on the movie licensing
Right.
site to see what licenses are actually available. Certain things aren't available, Star Wars movies aren't available, several Disney movies aren't available, and so on. So we will have to pay for those licensing, and we budgeted to pay for those licensing. Whatever's available, that'll narrow the list down a lot. And then we will bring a handful, maybe anywhere from 3 to 5 movies to the commission, if this commission is interested in making the final choice. Okay, so we'll do that in
Fun.
October, and we'll tell you what movie that we narrowed down to just one movie, and we had to go with that. We'll tell you what movie we're playing, or I've asked the staff who's running this to give us a selection so we can bring that handful to this commission. Okay?
Good.
And in the past, oh, we're gonna discuss it next time. I was just gonna say, we split up the time that were volunteers, like there was a first half and a second half.
Yeah, however we discuss that,
So that
that's
people
fine.
didn't have
So
to stay.
you
'cause
can
it goes
stay, it's
kinda-
only,
Yeah.
yeah, it's only 4
it's
hours if you wanna stay, yeah, the whole time, and if not, come first after.
Okay,
All right, and then we talk about this, and I'll bring more updates on programs as we get closer to the holiday season.
Or is there any?
Didn't you do a movie night downtown?
Yeah, that was the downtown green park.
Oh,
pop-up
okay.
park that we did.
I-
That was just one.
For all the public children.
Were you there?
Oh, yeah, I went to a lot of them with my
I like
kids,
that.
yeah.
I like it. All right,
Can I throw in two things? There's a number of public art pieces that we're still waiting on the installs for. Any update on those?
no, okay, I'll get a full update.
And how about
That I know is the schedule, but I didn't get to the schedule.
Okay,
Mother Hen?
and there's also, Terry brings up, there were two that needed to be moved, Mother Hen and Will You Dance With Me, and Mother Hen just needs to be moved 6 inches. We've been
Right,
waiting.
yeah, there's one that's like 2 feet and one of them, yeah, another foot. So
Okay,
we'll take care of that. That one was brought to my attention, a couple weeks ago.
Okay.
John brought it.
Because the restaurant where Mother Hen is, they keep smashing the tables. And the last meeting, you know that Teresa and I discussed dollar amounts that are in the kitty for both of the old commissions, that we would get updates with each meeting, how much approximate money.
Yeah, I've got that scheduled for September because I'm
Okay.
gonna get those amounts from finance. I don't have-
Unless we do it, agenda, yep. Okay. Annie, was there anything else for you on this program?
Any commissioner subcommittee updates, or? You always had commissioner updates.
I do wanna, if I can, item 9, just a parks project update. So we had a reorg with the city, and in that reorg, Parks and Recreation coming together with a lot of maintenance type of projects that fall under our department, Parks and Recreation. We have a project manager that's helping me out with those. So there's several on the list. We'll go over that list as we finalize things, and park and lieu monies is set aside for most of these projects. But ones that we are kicking off already, a few of them are already closing on some other ones. And I'll give you finalization once those get closed, but Grant Park electrical plans, we just finished the contract for the designer, the electrical engineer. So they are gonna produce in the next few months a product that will come out the other end, plans for construction. So hopefully in the next few months, we'll have those plans, then we'll be able to put it into a bid package for the electrical to be upgraded at Grant facilities. Okay? So that just got executed yesterday, was the final signature. I did make the first meeting with the dog park, permanent dog park designer, Verde. So we're finalizing, we're waiting for the last signature on their agreement, and then we'll kick off the process. So I just met with them briefly to talk about the site and then to talk about the process. It's in their agreement. the process. They are the ones that proposed it.
Which
and
park is this? Sorry, which dog park?
This is the permanent site for the
Oh,
dog
I
park
see.
that's across from the library.
Yeah, yeah.
Yes.
That's
so-
gonna be moved to.
Yeah, so that is gonna be permanent. That one technically
It's
is just temporary.
temporary.
So that will kick off and then I'm sure all of you have a lot of questions about where it's at and how it's gonna look and everything like that. That will come out in the process. Nothing is set right now. There's 16 spaces, parking spaces right now that the dog park is planned to be in that space. However, it's not set in stone that all 16 will be taken away. And it's not set in stone that we won't add the parking in some other fashion around the library. So that process needs to take place. So if you get any questions from the public, I'm emphasizing this because the questions from the public are like, hey, we're losing 16 spaces right next to the library. That's not necessarily true because the plans are not done.
If
Thank
somebody
you.
says that they want to express concern about the parking spaces, what should we do?
Ask them to be a part of the process, and it will be a public process. They will come to several public meetings on that. And I think we've got scheduled for one meeting with the commission at the commission meeting, so they will be involved, they can be involved in the
Okay.
process.
Great, thank you.
And then the other project that we're kicking off too, which has actually just gotten into the hands of the project manager, he's moving forward, is Grant Park Basketball Court. If anybody's been out there, it's cracked, it's a mess again. We redid it about 3 or 4 years ago. And we just resurfaced it, but the substructure is just a mess. So it popped up again, it's cracked, so we're gonna redo the whole thing and we're just kicking.
You're gonna pull it up like you do the streets.
Yeah, it's probably
Got it.
just as bad. We'll probably go straight to the dirt.
Yeah.
Put the AC down and then
Yeah.
level it and put the surface on. So, and that'll be a nice, good looking basketball court with good hoops too. So, I'm looking forward to seeing that finish. And then the other one, which right now, it's in my hands. I'm trying to organize a list to bring back to the commission is the drinking fountains in the parks. That's an item that's been approved for park and lieu funds. And we have 180,000 in there, and I'm trying to price out and get which parts we're gonna be able to do. We should be able to do all the ones that we need to be done, that need to be done. And I'm gonna make recommendations on what style of drinking fountains those are. The last turnover we had, and I don't know if anybody was, if anybody was on the commission when we did that. We replaced, I believe, 3 drinking fountains with the bottle fillers. And had the drinking fountain bottle fillers. No,
I don't think I was.
So, yeah, we did it, and
We've been
those,
talking about this for a long time.
and now we finally got the funding appropriated for that. So with that, we did those partly because they were at an athletic facility next to tennis courts, all of them. So that's what we did, but we can do that with more of the parks fountains, but I'll bring that once I decide how many we can do.
Will they have dog bowls on? Check that out.
I'll check it out.
Seems like we need that.
Well, the one at Rosita Park does.
Yeah, it's a handy thing. We definitely have to have that
I
at
would-
McKinsey.
I would-
Yes.
Okay.
Okay.
Think we have any subcommittees to have subcommittee updates, other than the one that we just formed, and I don't know if we telepathically made any decisions, so I think we're okay.
No, we haven't. Give us time. We'll get that corrected.
Future agenda items, just, we have a couple listed here, does anyone else, when we talked about a few that should go on, does anyone else have any items they want to discuss?
I'd be interested to know how the pickleball courts are working out.
Pickleball update.
All right, and
So do you have, may I do before you call the meeting? We have for future agenda, we've got Bendigo and Green Oak coming back. And people are going to tour it. We have the art tour. We have the Moon Festival people, and we have the call for art status, probably
Yes.
update. Those are the ones. I-
actually, I think what, trying to think when.
That's on the following night.
Thank you. And
Yeah,
now we have pickleball.
Where are we
Did
with
you see the
the
park and roof?
steps?
so I have sent an email to Manny with some examples of calls for art.
Okay,
So we'll probably need an update on that.
Yeah, I'll have to get that.
Update on
I'll get to that, just be an update. I'll talk to John about
okay,
it.
great.
He's more familiar with it. I just talked to him last week.
Okay,
And
thanks.
we do have a subcommittee that was voted on it's you and Jenna. So if there's any questions, or we can do that.
Thank you.
All right,
And one more thing, I'm sorry, we did not get a proper introduction for Donna. We all went around last time and said who we were, and we haven't heard from you a little bit, if that's okay. Not to put you on the spot. Okay.
Yes, I'm Donna Tasic. I have been on the commission for maybe a year and a half.
Year and a
now.
half,
Yeah,
yeah.
something like that. What else? I work full-time. I'm an attorney. What else? Oh, I live in Los Altos. We've lived in Los Altos for 15 years. With my
And you
son,
have
my
kids
husband.
in sports.
Yeah, lots of sports.
The other question I wanted to ask is why did you go to the commission?
Exactly, that's what I was just gonna say, why are you on that commission?
Yeah, well, I mean, I've always loved art. I've always gone to museums since I could walk. My parents have taken me all over the world. And I wanted to see beautiful art placed in Los Altos, you know, stuff of substance. And so I wanted to be part of that process.
Welcome to Park and Rec and Art.
Thanks.
Thank
you.
all right, it's 8:08 and I'm gonna call it for an adjournment, and then I'm going to complain to my partner with friends down at the end there. So I received this in the mail yesterday, sign up started today, and I've noticed in the past that they usually come